दैन हुए ना प्यार ही मारा, दैन हुए ना गंगा को धाम आए, दैन हुए ना, दैन हुए ना प्यार ही।
Life in the mountains of Uttarakhand, like in most of the mountains in the world, has always been hard. Located in the northwest of India, the region now stands at a crossroads. New statehood in 2000 has, for the first time, given the people the chance to control their own destiny. The issues mountain children face, perhaps the most marginalized children in the world, are numerous. Threadbare education and health facilities, poverty, the threat of their cultures disappearing through a mindless system of replacement instead of evolution, discrimination, the relentless degradation of their forests, the pollution and exploitation of their rivers, the non-existence of even the remotest chance to make choices. The list is long and desperate. Children play a major role in mountain villages and assist with the daily life of the community. Children therefore grow up with a strong sense of responsibility to their family and community. This instills in them a maturity and appreciation of people and nature that gives them a unique quality. Due to the unique topography of mountain regions, space to play is often difficult to find. Dusty roads and mountain terrace fields were often the only places to play cricket. Even for seating, one has to be creative. The festival of Holi reveals the colours of mountain villages. Old and young, men and women blend together with a spirit of kinship. Women in the villages play a crucial role. They are the backbone of the community. With migration leading to a hollowing out of men in the community, often working for extended periods in the hotel industry or army. Out of necessity, women have started to mobilize each other and address problems through their own creativity and knowledge of the region. The Mahila Mangal Dal has emerged as the grassroots community association run by women to tackle issues of forest preservation, alcoholism, and revolving funds of money have been established for villages at low rates of interest.
महिला मंगल दल या शराब पीना बंद करती और जंगल बचाती और थोड़ा बहुत वो कर दो 10 रुपए मैंने कर दो जमा। अच्छा। किला की क्या तकलीफ है जो तो वहाँ खातर। अच्छा। और ये कि लड़की तक भैया पत्थरी हुए दूरबीन द्वारा तब फिर पत्थर खराब हुई दूरबीन द्वारा आने तो 5,000 से कर्ज देने तब 5,000 में वापस करें 5,000 फिर ब्याज 400 ब्याज लगी 4 महीने में 5,000 पर ये करो।
The unit of political power at the village level is the Gram Panchayat. Through an election, the Pradhan is selected as the head of the Panchayat.
पे जो योजनाएं आती हैं संपूर्ण रोजगार योजना और दशम वित्त आयोग हमारे पास आता है उससे जो योजनाएं बनती हैं वो आम सहमति से बनती हैं। ग्राम सभा की जो मीटिंगें हैं वो साल भर में 2 बार और ग्राम पंचायत के सदस्यों की प्रत्येक महीने में बैठक होती हैं। उनसे जो प्रस्ताव आते हैं उन पे ही काम किया जाता है। जैसे किसी कोई रास्ते को बनाना है या कोई वैसा काम करना है सार्वजनिक काम करना है तो प्रस्ताव पारित होने के बाद ही काम होते हैं।
The Mountain Children Forum emerged out of the International Conference of Mountain Children. At the conference, it was recognized that the idealistic, positive, fresh and energetic approach of children was important for the development process.
द्वार खोल ले दी जरा द्वार खोल ले दी
children of the mountains and their voice had to be heard as well. So we had a conference called the International Conference of Mountain Children, where we had, not as international as we wanted it to be, but we had children from all over India, from the different states. We have about 10 states in India that have mountains in them. And they came to the conference, and children from Nepal. And despite the divide in culture and in religion and language, they were able to speak about similar problems they were facing in the mountains. And that made us think that children all over the world had similar problems and had to deal with problems of the mountains and should learn from one another, because there's some countries that we call the developed countries that have transgressed and gone beyond these problems and been able to achieve something for their children. And they can learn, we can learn from them, and they can learn from us. There are lots of things they have forgotten that they can learn from us. So in this conference, we launched on the 21st of May 2002, we launched the Mountain Children's Forum, which wants to combine and connect children from all over the world.
The whole concept of the Mountain Children Forum, because we live in the mountains, there's the Mountain Children Forum. But I wish that there's going to be forums of children anywhere and everywhere, whether it's in the deserts or in the coastal areas or in the plains or wherever. What we're trying with the Mountain Children Forum, and after a couple of years, it's being demonstrated very slowly for them to begin to have a voice. And this needs to be. If there's so much organization going on about village committees and women's committees and self-governance, into all of these processes, simply introduce the children. And it is a dream of the Mountain Children Forum, and it is also a practical dream. That there are village level forums, there are blocks, there are districts, there are states, there's the country. That's the easiest way, integrate the children into all existing systems that happen at the moment.
I come from a rural area, from Chamoli district, hill area, from mountain area. And I mean, till I was in 12th grade, I didn't know anything about life. I mean, what happens with us, we are sort of not knowing, playing happy when we are in the school, and suddenly then we find that we are nowhere, and suddenly we go to cities and work there and no options. So I think Mountain Children Forum is there to sort of motivate children. So we know that the children knows better than anyone in the village. I mean, if you ask anything like what is your problem, or what do you want, or what should be.
The MCF functions at two levels: the network and the grassroots. Through the network, children have the opportunity to build relationships, share concerns, and learn new ideas and methods. While at the grassroots, they translate these ideas into action that can impact and improve their lives and communities. At the grassroots level, the VSO World Youth Programme, coordinated with Prava, has been working for 2.5 months in the villages in Anjani Singh, 6,500 feet up in the middle Himalayas, facilitating the process of establishing MCF chapters, village level Bull Panchayats or Children Panchayats, has been an interesting experience for the team of 16 volunteers.
I think the impact made by our participants in the villages is quite tremendous, in the sense the very way that our participants have broken the cultural barriers and have kind of reached out to the children in the village, not knowing the language, just being free with them.
In the beginning, it was very difficult to, bring the kids there, like especially the kids who are above like 16, how to gather their attraction and attention towards us. So it was a big and quite a hard task, but slowly we got in touch with them and we started talking with them, and maybe sometime being cheeky with them and answering back them in cheeky way, so that you can get their attention, so not being like rude if they say something really naughty also.
With the philosophy that every problem has a solution, Identifying problems in the villages has been the first step in the process of establishing MCF chapters, thereby allowing children in mountain communities to think outside of their own paradigm of helplessness.
हमारे गांव में सबसे बड़ी समस्या है बच्चों को लेकर कि वो बहुत हिचकिचाते हैं, उनमें आत्मविश्वास की कमी है, वो अपने से बड़ों के साथ बोल नहीं पाते हैं। दूसरी समस्या है जंगल को लेकर, यहाँ प्रतिदिन जंगल कट रहा है, लोग इस बात पर ध्यान नहीं देते हैं। तीसरी समस्या है बिजली को लेकर, यहाँ बिजली बहुत कम आती है जिससे हमें पढ़ाई में असुविधा महसूस होती है। और तीसरी समस्या स्कूल में सुविधा को लेकर, स्कूल में हमारे स्कूल में बहुत कम सुविधाएं उपलब्ध है जिससे हमें अब असुविधा उपलब्ध होती है, हमें पढ़ाई में हम जिसे ठीक ढंग से पढ़ाई नहीं कर पाते हैं। और लास्ट समस्या है प्लास्टिक की, यहाँ जगह हर जगह प्लास्टिक फैला हुआ है।
One of the things I think we have observed in the past in our camps everywhere, when you sort of give them a sort of space where they can think of solutions, so they come with the really good solutions.
Implementing change for the village community has been something that children have initiated. From birth registration awareness plays to tackling the growing problem of waste management in rural Indian villages, children in Anjani Sain are making a difference. As stakeholders in the community, leveraging resources that should or could be available has also been part of the process. Through mobilizing and mutual support, raising issues with the Gram Panchayat has also been a force that the children have recognized they have. The power to influence and change the status quo.
हम सभी बच्चे प्रधान जी से मिलने जा रहे हैं।
बच्चे अपनी मांग रखें और मीटिंग में अपनी मांग रखें कि हमारी ये डिमांड है, हाँ जायज होगी वो माना जाएगा, अब नाजायज होगी तो उसको थोड़ी माना। बच्चों का अलग वो बनेगा, प्रस्ताव बनेगा, प्रस्ताव बोला जाता है उसको, हाँ उसको आगे फॉरवर्ड कर देंगे, हम भेज देंगे।
पर्वतीय बाल मंच के जो बच्चे हैं वो अगर हमारी पंचायतों से जुड़ेंगे तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, क्योंकि बच्चों से कुछ हमें सीखने को मिलेगा, कुछ हम उनको सिखाएंगे, कुछ वो हमें सिखाएंगे, और जो उनकी समस्या है वो हम तक सीधे पहुंचेंगी। और बच्चे भी का आने वाला भविष्य वही है, यहाँ पे उनका आना पंचायत में बहुत ज़रूरी है। और हम प्रयास करेंगे जो अगली बैठकें होती हैं उनमें 2-3 बच्चों को आमंत्रित करेंगे और उनके जो प्रस्ताव आते हैं उनको तो हम अपने स्तर पर निपटाएंगे। जो सरकार संबंधित होंगी, जैसे कोई उनको फंड दिलाना है या कुछ दिलाना है, तो अपने जो हमारे क्षेत्रीय विधायक हैं या हमारे क्षेत्रीय सांसद हैं उनसे उनके जो कार्यों के लिए धन उपलब्ध कराने की पूर्ण प्रयास करेंगे।
In case a project cannot be solved at the village level, members of the Bal Panchayat would contact the district secretariat, who takes a proactive interest at the village level. Translating the experience of local level children's participation to the international forum has been reflected through the experiences of Gurjeet Rawat. As a former MCF volunteer, he was provided with the opportunity of representing India for Plan UK at the Houses of Parliament in London, November 2003.
That is a fantastic opportunity for me to have a meeting in the House of Parliament with the Minister of UK government, and it was about the children participation. And after that I had a conference in London, which is again about the children participation, why it's been necessary, and where I got to know the lot of issues in the various part of the world. Like I will talk about the Bangladesh. The children they have raised that they have sanitary problem, and they have started educating community about the sanitary practice. In Kenya, Child to Child Club, they have addressed the issue. They have addressed the sensitive issue of HIV and AIDS. In Nepal, the girls have concerned that they have over household work, and because of that, they have lower attendance in school. In Salvador, the children, they are consulting with government and with the community, with their parents, that the houses should build with 2 rooms set rather than giving more space, because they had a massive earthquake in a couple of years ago. Involving children is not a magic bullet. On its own, it will not solve the vast problem faced by the developing world as we enter in the 21st century.
The direction that the villages take MCF in Anjani saying, only the future knows. Past MCF chapters have faced difficulties.
कर्तव्य बनता है, क्योंकि जब जिस गांव में हम उसके लिए कुछ करें, इस देश के लिए, इस समाज के लिए, और हम चाहते अपने लिए, सबसे पहले हम अपने गांव के लिए कुछ करेंगे। मंदिरों की सफाई, रास्तों की सफाई, टंकियों की सफाई और श्रमदान किया और किसी के घर बनाने में मदद की।
With the voluntary work by the VSO World Youth Team finishing, such thoughts about sustainability have been raised.
It will be the villagers who decide that this is going to carry on and be a success, but ultimately it depended on VSO and Provo volunteers to set that enthusiasm, to set the impetus for this initiative to take place. And so if we hadn't come in and been the ones who kind of get it kick-started and get it all started off, it may not have taken off the way it has. So I think we've been pretty important to that process in itself, but whether it carries on or not will be very much up to the children.
In such a people-centric development movement, experience and hope for the future mark the present.
For instance, the first thing that we establish the literacy courses for women, because the women, they are the first teachers for the children. The child that before they go to school, they need some teacher to teach them about the social life, about the education, about this kind of things. In this case, the children is too important for the society.
And let's stop talking about children being the future. There is a thing called the present also, and you can only deal with the present. That ensures the future.
Optimism means the ability to look on the bright side of things. The movement of Mountain Children Forum colours the brightness of children to have the ability to shape their own destiny. As the Himalayas aspire to great heights, the people that inhabit this rich ecostructure should have that choice also.
Dandi ka